Hey everybody, welcome back to Ryan Makes Sense, where we talk personal finance, investing, and chart analysis. Today we are looking at Gitlab, ticker symbol GTLB. As we can see, the last earnings they dropped significantly right here. This does give us a good price target to the upside on earnings later today. So if GitLab has amazing earnings today, I think what we want to look at in terms of a potential target price is around 67, which would be about a 20% ish move from here, I believe, around 20%. If it is stellar, again, I think we'll see some resistance at 60. So I think the bullish targets to the upside are going to be 60 and 66. To the downside, we do see pretty good support around 52 to the downside and also 46. So I think we're going to possibly see a move of 10% or higher in terms of volatility to the up or the downside. So again, my targets on the upside are 59.60 and then also 66. On the downside, I think we could see 52 and 46. So, does the stock price deserves to be $55 now? We're going to look at some technical indicators. We're going to look at the balance sheet. We're going to see what institutions and hedge funds are doing. And we'll run my proprietary projected stock price calculation to see if the stock should be higher or lower. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look at the bigger picture because that's what we always do. And I'm going to go ahead and run this in the background, GTLB, and that is where we're going to see institutions and hedge fund data. All right, looking here, I'm just going to draw some quick, simple lines. Woo, right on it. And then to the downside, we're going to go here. I'd like to capture all three candles right there. Perfect. And then we do have some strong support right here. So, I mean, long-term scenario, possibly we could see this dwindle, ping pong between here. Looking at some technical indicators, the RSI has been inching up. At this time, it looks like it's still with the bears. And we do see this momentum is actually heading down on the monthly. The money flow actually is ticking up, so it could be getting higher. At the time of this recording, it is about a week or so in advance. Maybe, yeah, about a week or so. So money flow could be going up. Relative momentum index or indicator, I'm sorry, has gone up, but it looks like it's taken a breather. Hard to tell if it's going to come down and rest or if it's going to keep going up at this point. So in terms of a signal, I'm not really getting a bullish or bearish signal. The RSI and the MACD do show potential weakness. The money flow and relative momentum indicator do show mix here. No real strong bull signs. Looking at our sales, I mean, this is just absolutely fantastic. Just nice ramp up and to the right. Shares outstanding, pretty flat overall in terms of outstanding shares, about 14 million shares difference from 2020 to now. Our EPS was wishy-washy and huge. It's down pretty bad here for 2024 so far. Again, 2024 is trailing 12 months. So I think looking at 2023, 2022, 21, and 2020, I think the EPS will shrink towards the upside here as time goes on. If it does not, it could lead to more downside for this stock. Let's go ahead and run my proprietary calculation. If you're wondering how I came up with this crazy calculation, I worked at a microcap company and we had financial regulators come in and they valued the stock. Every 100 million in sales was equivalent to a 100 or $1 stock price. And yeah, I concocted this and I add in the market cap over 1 billion to the price because that's when we get big money pushing the stock up or down. All right. So we have a quick ratio of 1.9, meaning if they close their doors tomorrow, they would still be able to pay off any debts, obligations, liabilities, notes, etc. Gross margin 89%. That's absolutely fantastic. Profit margins, they are not profitable, as we can see right here. Shares float 110 million, not too bad. We do see some institutional ownership increasing here. Back to our calculation. Sorry, I'm just jumping around. Balance sheet, total assets 1.3 billion, total liabilities 700 million. About a $618 million buffer there, which is great. Last quarter. Oh, this is annually. Let's go to quarter. Sorry. Okay, last quarter, end of 2023. I don't know if that's Q4. Like it's Q4. It was almost assets dwarfed liabilities 2 to 1. I don't see any insider ownership added here. Maybe we will see it on the other page I'm going to go to in a minute. Okay, back to our calculation. Apologies. So they do have 1 billion plus 1 billion, 36,290,000 in cash right here. Total debt is 0. But I did see some debt, didn't I? Oops, did I not? Debt 0. Okay, well that settles that. Back up here, we're gonna take this and we're gonna divide it by 110,330,000. This is saying a stock price of $91.29. That is about a not a double. 80% increase from here. What are institutions and hedge funds doing? I'm glad you asked. Institutions own 57%. That is old data. It is considered old because FinViz does not update when SEC forms are filed, like Fintel. So 5794 is old data. 76.27 is new data. That's almost a 20% increase. And it looks like we're at all-time high in terms of institutional ownership, which is interesting. It looks like institutions are adding here. What are the Vanguards and BlackRocks doing? Good question. So HMI Capital decreased slightly. Iconic decreased 8 million shares. August Capital decreased about 5.6 million shares. That's crazy. Khosla decreased about 3.5 million shares. Vanguard added 2.2 million shares. Sijbrandi Stees decreased 3 million shares. GV 2017 added about 700,000 shares. Sorry. Invesco added 5.8 million, new position, and Morgan Stanley decreased about 2.29 mil. And are any of these guys insiders? Let's see. Yes, Sijbrand. He's a co-founder, and you can see him dropping shares there, but he does own 20 million shares. So he still has quite a bit of shares in his back pocket. What I'm seeing here as an overall, I mean, we're seeing all-time highs here. My calculation did point to the upside. Let's see what they had for guidance. I reviewed this one last earnings, and I think they guided downward. But I don't know if that was a move, a strategic move to then have an easy target to beat to make it look like they're doing really good, you know? So they're under promising and over delivering, if that makes sense, if they do well. Where's the article? It's not really an article. Investopedia. This is the investor place. Okay, maybe that'll have it. Here we go. Maybe, let's see. Okay, disappointing guidance. Um, so I mean they beat. So they got hit with some weak guidance last quarter. Unsure if that is a trend, but um, I mean, it could lead to a position where they are again under promising and over delivering. Um, it's gonna take me to. I mean, I just want to see some 2024 data, brothers. Okay, so I think we've been able to gather that they had guided lower. Um, let's just see if they got it here. So 700 million for, let's see, getting a little freeze action. So 700 million from 2024 to 2025. That's not bad. They're still growing. Um, interesting. Anyway, we went over my targets to the upside, the downside. My calculated price target does show to the upside. However, momentum is always going to take precedence. If you've got a crappy stock that's in a momentum cycle, think Bitcoin, for example. You've got really horrible crypto mining firms in China all over that are losing more money than they're making, and they are pumping. It's because they're in a momentum cycle. This momentum is actually going to the downside at the moment. What it's going to need is significant volume to the upside. And looking here, I don't see any major volume. Again, if earnings smash, we could see a huge influx of volume, which could change the trajectory of the momentum. I'm just not seeing that. We had volume of 1.6 million, average is 2.5 million. Not much appetite for owning shares here, it looks like. So I don't have a position. If you do have a position, good luck. If you made it this far, consider subscribing. Hope you have a great week.